Well, hey, Kids Church parents, this is Jeff, and I am here with a family continue the journey activity. And this one is called Carry the Weight. It is one of my absolute favorite kind of physical lessons, object lessons of what not forgiving people feels and looks like. And all you need is a couple of simple things around your house to carry out this family activity. You'll need a backpack. So I'm certain you have some of those around your house. Your kids' backpacks have probably been collecting dust for the last few months as they've not been at school. And then you'll need heavy stuff to put in the backpack. Heavy books, weights, something along those lines. So this week in our Kids Church experience, we went to Upside Downtown and we learned this rhyming main point that the right way to live is to forgive. We were talking all about forgiveness. We looked at Matthew 18 at a story Jesus told about an unmerciful servant. And this servant had owed the king a whole bunch of money, and when he begged for mercy, the king gave it to him. And then he went out, found someone who owed him money, and actually tried to choke him to get him to pay him the money he was owed. And when the king found out, he took care of this unmerciful servant. So what can you do as a family to help your child continue the journey and incorporate this into their lives as they find and follow Jesus? Well, what I would suggest is having everyone get together and putting an empty backpack on one of your kids. Have them just start maybe jogging around the room or back and forth in the room, whatever works in the room that you are in. And just ask them, is that pretty easy? And of course the answer is yes. An empty backpack is pretty easy to jog around with. Then start to go around the room and have people begin to share about a time when someone made them really upset, someone hurt their feelings, made them really angry. And for each one of those, put one of these heavy books or one of these weights in the backpack and have your kid make another couple laps around the room. And just keep asking them, how are you feeling? Are you okay? Can you do more? Do this until your kid is pretty weighed down and says, no, I really can't do this anymore. This is really difficult. Or they might not say it, but you might see it. You might see them start to trip or stumble or just not be able to make it work anymore. And then when that happens, go ahead and have them take the backpack off for a second, because you're going to debrief this activity. You're going to say to them that when we don't forgive someone, it's like we're adding a heavy book or a weight to our backpack. It really starts to weigh us down. It weighs us down emotionally. We get cranky. It weighs us down physically. We start to actually not feel good when we're walking around holding a grudge against someone. Now, start to have them put that backpack back on, but start to take those weights out of the backpack and say, when we forgive someone for the wrong thing they've done, it's like we're taking weight off of our shoulders. And when it's empty again, have your kid run around the room a couple times to say, now is that easier? And of course the answer is yes, that is an easier way to go. The right way to live is to forgive. That's a great object lesson for kids to be able to see that forgiveness or unforgiveness really weighs us down, but forgiveness lightens our loads. It'd be a great deal to pray as a family when this is over. Pray that God would help us to forgive people instead of giving to the temptation to be angry and to hold grudges. And then this is a great thing for you to check in with your kid every few days. It doesn't even just have to be for this week. It can go on beyond this. But check in with your kid and say, hey, how are you doing? Is there anyone that you need to forgive? You know, I've had bosses in my business life have a couple of questions that they would check in with me anytime they saw me. Hey, how are you doing at this? Hey, that thing that you're working on, could you delegate that to someone else? That was one of my kind of weak points. And it was so good to have someone check in with me on those things. It'd be really good for you to be able to check in with your kids on this, because not forgiving others, well, that's something that we're all tempted to do. So I hope you have a great time with this Carry the Weight activity that's going to help your child continue their journey all week long as they find Jesus and learn to follow him for the rest of their lives. Have a great day. Bye-bye, guys.